Good morning, children. This is Aniruddha, PGT Biology, Mount Litera Z School, Jhansi. In the previous session, 11th class biology book, NCRT, we were talking about the chapter number 5, Morphology of Flowering Plants, and we had already talked about the modifications of roots. Now, today we are going to talk about the stem and its modification. Starting from the beginning, the stem is the part of the plant which has leaves, branches, flowers, fruits. It develops from plumule of embryo that we all know at the time of germination of seed. From embryo, the plumule gives rise to the stem and the radicle gives rise to the root. The stems bears nodes and internodes. The region of a stem where the leaves are born, that place is called as nodes, and the portion between two nodes is called as internodes. The main function of a stem is spreading the branches, bearing leaves, flowers, and fruits. It conducts water, mineral from root to leaves, and also sometimes it helps in the production of food by the process of photosynthesis, and also the transportation of product of photosynthesis. Some stem perform special functions such as storage of food, support, protection, and vegetative propagation. That means a kind of reproduction. So all these things are written here in a proper manner, and these things we have already discussed. Now we are talking about the most important thing here, that is modification of a stem. The stems modify in a very different manner, and they do and perform some special functions such as storage of food. Potato, you must be knowing, potato is not a root, it grows underground, but it's a kind of stem. It is underground stem, and that stem becomes swell up when it contains a lot amount of food material. Ginger is also a kind of underground stem. Turmeric, they are all modified stems which store food and they become modified. They also act as organ of pollination in unfavorable conditions. That means sometimes when the conditions are unfavorable, the plant may die. So in that particular time, these organs become the part of the plant which tolerate the unfavorable condition, and when the favorable condition comes, they give rise to the new plant. Sometimes the stems are converted into tendrils which helps plant to climb, such as in cucumber, pumpkins, and grapes. Sometimes the stem modifies itself in a pointed thorn, such as in citrus and bougainvillea, just to save themselves from browsing animals. So this is also third kind of modification of a stem. Number 1 was underground stems such as potato, ginger, and turmeric, to plant stems which modify to store food material. Sometimes they become tendril to help the plant to climb, such as cucumber and pumpkins, and sometimes they are converted into pointed thorns such as citrus fruit and bougainvillea, just to prevent the plant from browsing animals. Plants of arid regions, they modify arid regions such as the regions which are dried regions such as desert Rajasthan, areas of Rajasthan where the water condition is very bad. So in that places, the stem modifies to become flattened, fleshy, so that it can look like a leaf and it can act like a leaf, because in those places the leaves become spines, just to prevent the much amount of evaporation through the plant and loss of water. And these flattened stems start functioning just like a leaf. They have chlorophyll and they perform photosynthesis. So these are all different kinds of modifications of stem. There are some other types of modifications also. Here a bit chart is given which we can study. Sucker, rhizome, corn, tuber, bulb. Okay, bulb of onion, you must be knowing about it. Tuber is known as potato. Okay, it's also a kind of modification. Here in corn, colocasia, this is also a kind of modification. Rhizome, ginger, this is also a kind of modification. And sucker and mint, this is also a kind of modification in these. Okay, so there are so many different kinds of modifications of stems. The next department is the department of leaf, which we will be talking in the next session. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.